SETZER'S World of Camping. This is Dakota. Today we're going to be reviewing the 24 View Salem Cruise Light. Starting at the front of the unit here. It's going to have your automatic tongue jack. It's going to have your light here in case you're working in the dark with it up and down respectively. This here, it's going to be your propane tanks. Inside, it's going to be two 4.5 gallon tanks. You just pop it open like so. This also can be taken off on the unit. Inside, you're going to have an automatic pressure regulator that controls the flow for both of these tanks. We do recommend that you just have one tank open and the other one closed because they'll be drawing from both of them. Now in case of a winter time though, you're low on one propane tank, you can go ahead and crack open the other one as well. It'll pull and finish off the one tank and continue drawing from the other one. Now behind that is going to be your battery box. This is going to contain a 12 volt deep cycle marine battery. Now this is also going to have a disconnect switch right here. So whenever that's disconnected, no power is going to be going to the rest of the unit. Now we only recommend you do that during the winter time or when you're not going to be using the camper, just to save the battery on it. But whenever you are in camp or you pull up to a hookup, that will trickle charge the battery there as well. Moving on from that, you're going to have your first side compartment right here. Inside of this, it's going to be a void that goes all the way to the other side. This here is going to be your starter kit, which I'll go over in just a second. Also in here is going to be the jack in case it's a manual jack in case the power tone goes out. You can raise and lower it via that way, as well as these stabilizing jacks right here are going to be manual. We can use that with them. Just attach it to the nut right here and lower it. Now these aren't for putting weight, it's just to stabilize the unit, keep it from going side to side. Now start with the starter kit here. Now inside the starter kit here, it's going to have several important things. First off, we're going to start with the stinky slinky, as we like to call it. It's going to be your waste disposal tube. This end's going to go on the disposal on the end down there. The other end's going to go into the disposal site. Also, it's going to be a 2-ply toilet paper in here. Now they use 2-ply toilet paper mainly because it breaks down inside of your waste disposal. It doesn't attach to the sensors that are in there. We do recommend that you generally just throw this away into a waste bin just because it helps keep your tank clean from all trying to break everything down. Now part of that as well is going to be these bio pouches. So whenever you first go to use your camper, put a couple ounces of this down the toilet with 3 gallons of water. And what that's going to do is going to help break down all that blockage, all the sewage and everything as well, so your tank completely empties. With that as well, when you go to empty your tanks, always make sure you fill up your tanks all the way, even if you're not full when you go to dump, because it'll help flush everything out of your system. And also make sure you do your black water first, followed by your gray water, as it's going to clean the pipes and help it keep everything nice and clean, not as smelly. And always make sure you put this back into your tanks before you go. This right here is going to be your water pressure regulator. What this is going to do is you attach it to this garden hose whenever you fill to fill up your tanks. What that's going to do is prevent your pipes from busting, because water pressure is going to vary depending from the city and everything else. So that's going to keep your pipe safe. This here is going to be your adapter. This is going to go from 30 or 50 amp to your regular household 110. Now whenever you go to use this, don't plug it into an outlet or any extension like that. Make sure you plug it directly into an outlet. No extensions, even if it's rated for it, just to be safe. This here is going to be your garden hose, which you can use for the outdoor shower, as well as the garden hose or filling water for your fresh water. That's going to be everything inside of that. Moving alongside the unit here, it's going to be your outdoor shower right here. This just folds up and goes inside there and has your 2 handles for hot and cold as well. Underneath of that is going to be your city water connection and your black tank flush, as well as the sewage and outlet. So the city water connection is going to be bypassing your freshwater tanks, and it's going to be filling your lines just directly, so it won't be using anything in the holding tank. So in case you pull up in a campsite and it has a hookup, you can hook up here with that water pressure regulator. What it's going to do, it's going to allow you to keep your water while just using the city water. This right here, the black tank flush, this actually doesn't flush anything in the black tank. All this is going to do is it's going to spray directly onto those sensors, just in case you have a bad reading, which is why we recommend throwing the toilet paper away. Now underneath of that, this is your sewer outlet connection, like I was saying with the Stinky Slinky. You'll hook up to there when you go to dispose. This is your sewage holding tank. It's going to be a black water tank. This is going to be for your gray water, which is going to be like your sink, showers, everything like that. Then when, like we said, fill up your tanks completely. You're going to use black water tank flush first, followed by the gray water tank to clear any disposal or debris. Oh. Coming down here, we're going to have your slide down. Underneath that, it's going to be 2 tires. This here is going to be a hookup for the cable satellite for the bunk that's inside here. Coming along here as well, it's going to be your 50 amp hookup for shore power. Underneath that, it's going to be another stabilizer jack with that manual jack. This here is going to be your rear galley tank. This is going to be a gray water tank as well. It's going to be from your kitchen. This here, these end caps pop off. I won't take it off now, but you can pull these off and you can store your Stinky Slinky in there to keep the smell away, just to keep it safe and out of the way. Coming along, you're going to have your spare tire here as well. And up above, it's going to be access for your on backup camera, just sold separately. Coming up over here on the other side, it's going to be a couple things here. So this here is going to be your tankless water heater access. As you open this up, you'll see it. This here is going to be exhaust vent. Whenever it's on, you'll feel that running. This here is going to be the power for the electric switch. So hit that on and off if you want electric. This here is the fuse for it. Now this here is going to be your pressure relief valve. So whenever you open that, it's going to relieve the pressure that's inside that tank. So whenever you go to winterize it and stuff like that, or not using it, you can use that to help get any of the water that's left in there out. Closing that, above that, it's going to be the outdoor water hose. So you'll hook up with the connection with that white hose we had, and there'll be a connector there as well, and you plug in, and it'll use your water from the fresh tank or the city water connection. Now up under here as well, before I show you the griddle and everything, this is going to be that hookup for the propane for the griddle right here that runs along through here, as well as the flush or the grid, your freshwater tank to drain all the water out. Now up here as well, you're going to have a little griddle, which you pull out just like so. And then as well, things this in there, a little table. And you have your mini fridge here as well. And this here is going to be that garden hose right here for your outdoor connection. Just plug this in right here into that outdoor. Continuing along here, going to have satellite connection right here in case you're pulling to your campground. It has access for that. The GFCI outlet right here. The reset's going to be in the bathroom. This here is going to be the exhaust furnace vent. So whenever your furnace is on, you can always double check that it's working. We're feeling the hot air coming out. It is going to be very hot, so be careful. Coming to your tires here. These, you always want to make sure you check your PSI before you take a trip. On these ones, I believe it's 80 PSI. $65 PSI for these ones. Make sure you always torque your lug nuts as well every trip, usually twice a year, just at 100 foot-pounds of torque each. Entrance doors right here, as well as outdoor speakers that can be controlled inside. This here's just the other side, as well as a dry erase surface, so you can work here. And then access to the inside. And now that we're done on the exterior, now that we're up on the roof here, recommend that you check your seals at least twice a year. I recommend almost every trip just in case. As you go, you just want to check for any bubbling or cracking on any of the seals. Now in case you do need to do any repairs, just clean the area, some mineral spirits, and then apply some self-based lap sealant or self-leveling sealant. You just want to go through and check all the areas around like a skylight, PVC, check your seals on the slide out as well. Now what you use is a ProFlex on this. And check around the solar panel antenna as well. Now that we're done on the roof, we'll make our way to the interior. Now that we've shown you the exterior, we're going to make our way into the interior here. First starting off, most important is going to be your fire extinguisher right here. Now coming in, you're going to have your main control panels here as well. This is going to be for your solar panel in case you get solar. This here is going to be the main control panel for everything. Going to be your interior lights here. Now this control panel, it's going to be for your battery fresh black and gray tanks and galley. So you can check 1/3, 2/3, and full respectively, all going to be empty at the current moment. This here is going to be for your water pump. So when you kick that on, you'll hear the water pump kick on throughout the unit as it brings it from the fresh water tank or the city water connection. Now underneath it here, there's going to be 2 slide controls. This one's going to be for the slide out. So whenever you go to put out the slide out, you're going to hear it as it extends all the way, kind of click, 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 grind almost. Stop it there. That's an okay noise. Same as whenever you bring it in. Now for the awning, when you press down, it's going to extend the awning out. A couple things with that. You can't extend it all the way here, but as you extend it, you'll start to see the black bar unfurl, and then a little flap is going to come down. Stop it till halfway on that bar, and the flap, as you retract it back in just a little bit, it will drop down. Now make sure whenever you bring it back in, you bring it back in all the way snug fit, and just keep an eye on the bracket arms. And that's it for the awning there. Now underneath of that as well is going to be the control panel for your AC unit, or your hot water tank, apologies. Now that's going to give you access to hot water on demand. It's going to be controlled by the propane and electric, I believe. This here is going to be the dimmer switch, so you can just dim it at night when you're ready to go to bed. Now speaking of the bedroom, coming in here, it's going to have a couple things. The bedroom is going to come with the lights here, as well as the versatile on the bed. Bring it up all the way into a sitting position or all the way back down, whatever your comfort is. Another thing on this one, right next to that is going to be a laundry hamper that's going to connect to that outside void there. Now whenever you do that, you can just access it at the campground, take it to the washroom. You're going to have a couple outlets there as well as access to the inner storage there. Coming over here to the side, going to have a backer for in case you want to mount a TV in here, as well as your satellite auxiliary connection and the outlet for that as well. This here is going to be for AC and heat, or AC I believe mainly, and whenever you have this on, you can close the vent if you don't want it. Above that, you can turn these off individually if you just want one light as well. Inside here are those voids that you can reach through. As well, this bed underneath has additional storage with the bins and access to that front coverage up there. Now making our way forward, I'm gonna have the bathroom right here. Inside your bathroom, you're gonna have your toilet. And you just press down on this to flush the toilet. Up above that, you're gonna have a vent and a fan. For that, you just simply rotate and open the vent this way, and then press this button here to access the fan, get the steam and the smells and everything out. Whenever you're done, make sure you completely close this, because you don't want to get water inside the camper. Inside here as well, the GFCI outlet reset that I was telling you about, right there. This here is your sink and shower, as well as your medicine cabinet, and additional side storage. This here is the shower. A little bit of sunlight going to be able to come through here. Hot water. I'm making our way here to the other side. It's going to be the thermostat for this AC. As well as down here, it's going to be your LP detector. The reason it's down low is because gas sinks down low to the ground. Just make sure you check this every now and then. Just simply press that button. You'll hear it beep. I won't do it now. Oh. So right here, it's going to be your sitting area. Now you can pull this out for additional storage with totes up underneath. And one of the coolest features of this unit is going to be right here. It's going to be your TV backer, in case you want to mount a TV, as well as the sound controls for the unit, power button and everything. You can control the zone throughout. Underneath is going to be your fireplace. Also here, underneath, is going to be a little hatch. Swings open to a nice bunk room. For the kids or for you, in case you want to get away. And this comes with your satellite auxiliary controls here as well. The dimming switch, but that controls your heat or your AC for this. And inside here, additional storage. And in case you're in here as well, you don't have to worry about being locked in because there's access and it can be locked on this side. And it closes just like so. This here, it's going to be your fridge right next to it. Blends into the side of the slide out here with your fridge, freezer access. This here, just a little sidebar, a little island. Just pull your stool out and have a nice little dinner facing out. This here as well. Open up the giant back bay window. Enjoy the scenery outside while you're cooking dinner. You're having a meal. Coming along to the side here, you're gonna have your gas range. Just open this up like this. Just gonna be like any other propane gas stove. Turn on the gas, and then actuate. Hit your click. We don't have the gas on at the current moment. Above that's gonna be your fully functioning microwave. Underneath that's also going to be your propane powered stove, as well as a heat vent. Up underneath it's going to be your heater and your water pump in case you need to look at it. Sink, as well as additional storage up above. This here is going to be your fire detector. Make sure you check it every trip. Check your batteries and everything. This here is your seating area, as well as your furnace right here, which is going to go up underneath this unit right here. And thank you for shopping here at SETZER'S World of Camping. This has been the 24 view. Have a good day.